have been listening to Cosmos Astrum Radio, another project from the Moodoo 2 Effect. Thank you, and please spread the word.
The word Mudu means knowledge. Let us join together without prejudice and an open mind. Welcome to the Mudu effect.
And welcome to another episode of the Mudu effect.
Good evening, everybody.
I'm exhausted. I even tried to take a nap, but it didn't quite work out too well.
Well, it wouldn't be unlike you to be burning the candle at both ends, so.
Yeah, but still.
And then we also had another amazing meal from the Milestone Bar tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Quite delicious, so we kind of overate and we're both a little sleepy. But that kind of helps us bring into our topic for this evening.
But before we get to our topic,
Yes.
I want to make a few announcements that we're working on. Been working on this all day today. It's pretty epic. Some of the things that we can do with technology nowadays.
Well, and for someone who's smart enough to use it, because that would not be me. This is all Matt.
So here's my thought process. Mudu Effect has, we've done a lot of videos.
You've done a lot of videos, yes?
Chicka chicka wah wah. No, sorry. No, we have done a lot of videos, and it covers a wide assortment of topics between paranormal, the veiled, occult studies, different things like that. And then to bridge that gap, Cosmos Astrum video feed that we were doing, we were interviewing some amazing people.
Yep.
And which we're going to be bringing in, with this as well. And then Cosmos Astrum Radio evolved. And now, we interview even more amazing people, music artists, and
It's pretty much exploded at this point.
yeah. So we launched Cosmos Astrum Radio 8 months to the date. Thank you, Joe, for reminding me.
Yay! Clap, clap, clap.
Yeah, we had to do something big for our 1 year, but no telling where we'll be at by the 1 year mark. But in order to listen to the radio station, where we're at today, we have a running app. We have a website. We have our own individual live video feed. We have our own phone lines. We have a place for music artists and different people to come in. And
I'm really looking forward to that aspect of it as well, because we never really intended this place to be like a venue of any kind. But it's kind of starting to evolve into that. Of course, it'll be quite an exclusive venue, but like for in-person stuff. But here's hoping that we'll get everything set up and that people can watch online as well.
so, yeah, and that's the other part is we can do selling tickets with our video feeds. We have so many possibilities, but how can we make this even bigger?
Well, you're extra, so I'm sure you'll find a way, or you've already found a way.
I found a way.
Oh dear, here we go.
So, whenever we do our live feeds on the radio station, and for the Moduto Effect, and we're interviewing people, let's just turn this table. Let's say you're a musician. You're an independent musician.
Okay.
And a radio station reaches out to you and tells you, you know what, we want to interview you. We're going to put you on a live stream on the website. It's going to be on YouTube. But your interview is also going to be broadcasted and stored on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Chromecast.
Wow. That's a lot of coverage.
Yeah. We now have rights to broadcast on all those platforms. Now, we can't do it with our regular radio broadcasts, but we can do it with our video feeds. Now, what that means is we bring a guest in, or anything that we do that involves the template designs, which I'll get to on the broadcast that we do. We're going to be storing those and uploading them. We're still waiting for Apple TV and Chromecast approval, but we have Roku and Amazon Fire Stick approval. So that's what I've been doing today, is routing videos for the Moduto Effect and getting them off of YouTube and putting them on different platforms. Now, what does that mean for us as far as Cosmos Astrum Radio? It means every time we interview somebody, musician or occultist, doesn't matter, that broadcast will be put on those different platforms. We do an event. We're going to be putting that event on those platforms. Cosmos Astrum Radio and Moduto Effect are now officially on Roku and Amazon Fire, and waiting for approval for Apple TV and Chromecast. And I'm not stopping there. Any platform that I can get us on, the better. So that's our big announcement.
I mean, that's huge, especially for indie artists. I mean, that's awesome. The more we can get their music out there, the better. And I enjoy sharing what we do here too.
Yep. Yeah. No, it also gives us a chance to, and it's so funny because I was talking to you about it today about hindsight 2020 type thing. Is we were going to launch something called Black Phillip Productions a long time back, and we started throwing that on the end of our videos, and we're going to now officially be able to do it because we're going to create several channels. One's Cosmos. We already have 2 channels up right now. One's Cosmos Astrum Radio, And the other one is the Moody 2 Effect, and then another one will be put up tomorrow for Black Phillip Productions. So, and there's more. We have slots for 10 different channels on these platforms. So there's quite a bit working in the background, and it's just going to get bigger and better. I want a place for artists, not just musician artists. I want a place for artists themselves to be featured. Things like that. There's so much we could do with this.
Absolutely.
We just kick the freaking doors open on media. So yes, we are learning and growing and moving forward. I'm going to use the doctor's quote: "We are a freaking freight train." So, and also, if you recall my post that I put on the Cosmos Astrum Radio, we can be copied, but we cannot be duplicated, because a lot of other radio stations are trying to copy us, using us as a platform, which is actually a huge compliment.
Oh, no, agreed.
You know.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, good luck on catching up.
We also, we did post as well today in this week on Facebook. Sorry, I'm a little sleepy. That we have some new shows coming up and a returning show.
Yes. This Tuesday we have Holly Gardens with Troy, which I'm really stoked about that. And also on Thursday we have Tanner coming back with Lone Wolf Poetics. And then the following week, the week after that.
Yep.
2 weeks after that, we have Aaron from Yorkton coming with
70 show.
it's a 70s show. It's called For What It's Worth, which is, for those that don't know, For What It's Worth is a lyric in a song. It's also the name of the song. And then after that, we have Josh with The Curious Narrative.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Josh coming on board. Again, I had done the Mistress of the Void, telling ghost stories and that around Halloween, Samhain, and it was really awesome. I enjoyed it, although I found, there is a lot of work involved getting these shows together, a lot of research and reading, and unfortunately I have a few too many hats on at the moment and was feeling a slight bit overwhelmed. So it's wonderful that Josh is coming on board. He has been on many paranormal investigations, as well as he brings his knowledge of paranormal stories, and he's a really fantastic storyteller. So way better than I am. So no, he is. He really is. I just found him on TikTok one night again. I do like TikTok. I know a lot of people don't, but I do generally enjoy TikTok, and I've actually made connections through TikTok to bring people to the Cosmos Astrum, bringing interviewers on as well. So I am constantly, looking through media as well to help bring more people into this crazy family of ours.
Well, we've had a couple reach out to us from TikTok.
Correct.
As well.
Yeah.
And Cosmos Astrum Radio is not on TikTok. However, the Moody 2 Effect is.
Yep.
So yes, we have a couple other ones that are pending in the wings to see if they'll come online. But our calendar is slowly filling up. In a couple of weeks, every day we'll have a show, which is actually exciting.
Really exciting.
If you ever get curious, just go to the broadcaster page, and we went from 4 broadcasters, and I think we have 12 now, or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're fixing to have 14 broadcasters on there. We're filling up really quick. And yes, to answer Jenny, yes, I 100% agree. You and Jared need to do a horror show horror movies, just all horror movies.
That'd be great.
Music from the horror movies and everything else.
Well, I don't know if Access Now, which was previously Access 7, they used to have a horror show on there. A guy that did it. I think there's two of them that did a horror show, and it was really good. Like, they would discuss old and new horror shows and that. And
I was thinking about something different. I was thinking about the one where they walk around Walmart late at night, but it's the same thing.
well, I mean, yeah, that that is quite terrifying, especially in the States at your 24-hour Walmarts. Yikes.
Yeah, it's horrible. So before we get into our next big topic, I mean, this is big news for us. When I saw the feeds come online today, I was like a little kid, and yeah, I get hyped up over stuff like this. So
Well, we're lucky to have you, because otherwise I don't know how to do it. I'm sure other people that we have, here that probably would know something about it. But again, kudos to you and thank you so much.
I'm just stubborn.
I know you're
An
extra.
extra.
An extra. But that's okay. I mean, that's what makes it exciting.
Yes.
I never know what's going to happen. I'll wake up, wow, we have a radio show. Wake up again. Although I have to say, I did kind of adopt a dog for our family this week.
Fair enough.
His name's Levi.
Short for Leviathan.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play a song that kind of leads us into our next topic. On the next topic, we invite you to call in. But yeah, you'll figure it out when you hear the song. It's a classic.
Just close my eyes again. Climbed aboard the Dreamweaver train. Trying to take away my worries of today and leave tomorrow behind. Ooh, I believe you can get me through the night. Ooh, Dreamweaver, I believe we can reach the morning light. Fly me high through the starry skies, baby, to an astral plane. Cross the highways of fantasy. Help me to forget today's pain. Ooh, Dreamweaver, I believe you can get me through the night. Ooh, Dreamweaver, I believe we can reach the morning light. Though the dawn
So how many of you heard Allison singing along when I unmuted her mic?
Mm-hmm. That's probably why we dropped like half the listeners.
We did not. So I wanted to do that as a lead-in, but I got to tell you the story behind that song. I was like 16 years old, and I'm working as a bag boy in a grocery store. And this guy, we had this new assistant manager, and he walks up. He's always chain smoke. Back then, you could smoke in a grocery store, you know.
That's so weird.
And chain smoking in the grocery store and everything else. And he walks up to me, and I had the old classic. It wasn't a Walkman. It was I can't remember if it was an 8-track player or something like that with a headset. And he asked me,
They had portable 8-track players?
yeah, it took like 12 freaking C batteries, but you
That's
know.
crazy. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, he asked me what I was listening to, and I was listening to James Gang, which, if it don't know, that's Joe Walsh before the Eagles. And he says, no. If you're listening to anything with headphones, you have to listen to Dreamweaver. Just lay in your bed, stoned out of your gourd, and listen to Dreamweaver. And I'm like, this is a guy telling a 16-year-old kid to get stoned out of his mind, which I did on a regular basis back then, but still.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this is probably the coolest assistant manager we ever had.
I love that song. But it always reminds me of that movie, not Bill and Ted, but the guy with the blonde hair and the guy with the black hair. And Wayne's World. Wayne's World. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, when every time he sees the girl, it goes to that song,
Yeah.
Dreamweaver.
So, yeah, that leads us up to our topic.
Yes.
We want to kind of talk about dreams and the concept of dreams. Now, you've got
I'm going to read to you what a definition, like, online of a dream is. So a dream is a succession of images, ideas, emotions, and sensations that usually occur involuntary in the mind during certain stages of sleep. Humans spend about 2 hours dreaming per night, and each dream lasts 5 to 20 minutes. So that's quite a few dreams. I was really surprised at that. And 2 hours of dreaming, like, wow, that's a lot. So, I guess too, I also found out that some people dream in color and some people dream in black and white.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. I mean, when I found out that people dream in black and white, I was really surprised because I dream in color, like vivid color, to the point where I will wake up and I will remember the colors in my dreams, like the grass and how green it was, or, those different things. So, that was a surprise to hear that some people dream in black and white. And when I asked a few people, it was true. They said, no, I only dream in black and white. So that was quite interesting. I mean, personally, too, my dreams are almost like movies. It's almost like I'm watching a movie, and sometimes I'm watching my actual self. I'm not playing like the character in the movie, but I'm actually watching myself like play out whatever the dream is about. So, and again, when I talk to other people about dreams, they said that that's never happened to them as well. So I don't know if that's like a unique thing to like just some people, that you see yourself like in a third person concept, or I don't know. It's interesting.
So, in the 80s, there was a research that was done on the subconscious and dreams, and doing studies with anything with scrying and anything along those lines. So the research that was done was to find out what are they tapping into? What are they grabbing hold of? what is this imagery that they keep seeing? And what they found out is that the subconscious was the analytical side, was the side that was trying to capture the imagery that the conscious could relate to. And so they actually found it beneficial for therapy and different things like that. Now, but with that being said, when we're doing, we look at dreams in its current state, and from an occultist point of view, practitioner point of view, they may see it as visions, and or they might see it as messages from another plane or from a deity, or depending on how their practice is. So when you're looking at dreams and you're looking at the imagery, and there you go. When you're looking at the different images, and I'm going to use an example. I got asked one time, so I keep dreaming about the same thing over and over and over. Nothing ever changes. It's a reoccurring dream, and it's always the same. Same people are there, the same situation, same scenario. And I said, but I guarantee you something is standing out more.
Right.
Because we tend to get fixated on the normality of things. I'm going to use the science as an example for COVID. So we see them everywhere, but nobody pays attention to them anymore, because they're everywhere. So you have the reoccurring dream, and it's always the same thing over and over and over. But no one pays attention to that one glass that might be constantly moved closer to a subject, or the one person in the room that is actually paying attention to you. These are the items in the dream that are kind of like your breadcrumb trail. Your subconscious is trying to drive you into a direction. What is it you wanted to read?
I was just reading this Alan Iser. He's a psychologist and clinical lecturer at the University of Michigan Medical School. He says dreams can be highly meaningful because they deal with the sort of personal conflicts and emotional struggles that people are experiencing in their daily lives. So I think for the most part, that's what dreams are. It's kind of, our downtime, our brain is trying to function and, trying to process all this information that it's taken in, or again, like how you mentioned your subconscious. So there could have been things that had triggered you maybe throughout the day that you are trying to process now. But that's the only time you're really, in a mindset to process, because, you get caught up in the everyday.
I want to answer Troy's question in Discord. He's got a picture of Dictionary of Dreams. Dictionary of Dreams, you can get them. You can either look them up online or whatever else. Just be cautious of the ones that are very biased.
Oh, yeah. If you see a snake, it's like evil or whatever.
If you see the words angel, if you see the words, well, I hate to put it this way, but if you see the words, this is God, and the phrase, just immediately chunk the book. It's a very biased point of view, and
Correct.
it's there are translations that have been around for a long time, but it's like seeing the death of a person, or seeing death, or seeing things like that. It's just like the tarot card. It just means something is changing.
Yeah.
So,
but like you did bring up like the death thing too. Like, I mean, when we start going back to the occult and the parapsychology behind it, I have a family member, I'm not going to name who she is, but she actually dreams about somebody dying, and then they die really soon after. So again, with her dreams, she's like definitely tapping into that psychic ability in some way. But also too, it's a way of sometimes connecting with people who have crossed over. I know for a fact for myself, after my dad passed away in 2003, he was always into the paranormal, and so was I. And I always thought, oh, it'd be so great to, when he was, in the process of dying, we talked about it, like, when you die, you have to come back and you have to, like, tell me something that, about the beyond, or give me a sign of some kind. And I was so angry that, nothing was really happening. And then all of a sudden I just started to dream about him. And for actually quite a while, that's how my dad and I would communicate after he crossed over, was through my dreams. And, it came, he doesn't come as much anymore, every once in a while, but it's funny because he'll show up in my dream, but it's like he never left, which is interesting. And maybe it could just be me and my brain, and that's how I process, missing my father. But a lot of people have described how they've been able to speak with family members that have crossed over in their dreams.
Now, could it be a longing for them, or could it be natural conversation?
Hard to say.
Yeah.
It is hard to say.
Yeah, I think it's a mixed bag between them. And I want to get to the journaling of the dreams, because it's come up a couple times in Discord. Journaling of dreams is, to me, super important.
Absolutely.
I used to carry around a little digital recorder, because usually when I got up, got the shower, I'm hitting the road, I'm on my way to work, and that way I could real quick record exactly what it was I needed to discuss. But let's pick on my dream from last night. It was a dream within a dream.
Dream within a dream. Is that a name of a song?
Well, it's not the name of the song, Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, okay.
But
Oh, yeah.
it messed me up, because when I woke up, I couldn't tell if I was still in a dream state. So, but what happened was in my dream, I laid down to take a nap, and then I was dreaming, and it had to do with the cosmos, not in the concept of the universal cosmos, but and I went on this elaborate, detailed explanation on the cosmos and order of the cosmos, and then I wake up from that dream, and I'm sitting around discussing it with my friends while still in a dream state. And then I wake up this afternoon, and and I'm like, am I really awake? Or am I still in a dream? But a lot of times now, see, I'm fortunate because Allison and I are both on the same page. We have these discussions all the time. So I right away said, I got to tell you about this. But if I was by myself, or like I used to be, and that's why I have tons of journal books. I used to actually keep one close by, so if I did wake up, I would write it down. And to get to Jenny's point of view, as a musician, I can totally relate to her comment. There's sometimes you dream of a full song.
Oh, wow.
And then, of course, you wake up, you're like, God, that was really cool. You have your breakfast or whatever you're going to do. And then you sit down and you can't remember a damn thing about it.
Oh, no.
So what my recommendation of that is because it was in a dream state, and it was technically a meditative state, is to go into meditation, try to put yourself in that same frame of mind that was in the dream. And a lot of times you won't get the whole song, but you probably grab pieces of it, and then you can build around it. That's what I used to have to do. So just as a suggestion on that one.
I like how sometimes you can have the same dreams. Like we have actually had the same dreams, like in a same.
Building is a good example.
Exact. That's what I was going to bring up. So, we woke up one day and we're talking, and I'm like, yeah, I had this dream last night of this like really old, house or old like building, and and this is like not even close to, like, we hadn't even seen the building. It was we didn't know anything about it. We didn't even know it was for sale. We knew nothing about it. But I dreamt that, we bought like this old building and we renovated it, and it was so, and then Matt said the same thing. He's like, I had like the same dream. And I mean, the dream would change off and on, but it was like, I had this dream that it was an old building and that it was kind of like a gathering place for like minds and people. And so I don't know. And then I remember you saying you had the same dream, so that was kind of wild. But
Yeah, it's so if you have a story of a dream, you're more than welcome to call in at 306-400-3403. Let's talk about it.
we might be able to. Sometimes it's nice to talk to somebody because they can, you know, it might sound so weird to you, but I mean, I'm lucky to have Matt here too, as well, that I can say I had this weird dream, and you know, he might have some insight. Like if you have another person looking in, you know, a different perspective. Sometimes that's. We're not saying that we're like dream analyzers or anything, but you know, if there's some like dream that's been kind of bugging you, or you know, maybe you want a second opinion or a third opinion, or
Yeah.
just an outside perspective of, you know, what might be happening. So, yeah, give us a call.
Real quick, we're going to jump into a song. And when we come back, now if you call while we're on the song, I'm just going to put you on hold so you'll hear an annoying commercial. And but we'll bring you on during that time when we come back. But in the meantime, we're going to throw a song on real quick. Let's go to Trouble de Mort. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Hi. back, but I decided to go get coffee. I was like tripping over everything, trying to hurry up and get back. Let me
Need
get
more coffee.
Yes. Oh yeah, my video feed.
So, sometimes I find that depending on what I eat before I go to bed, sometimes affects my dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I eat something or right before I go to bed. But also, I wanted to discuss, too, that I can actually taste food in my dreams and smell things in my dreams, which is really weird, I guess.
I think I had the same dream the other night. I dreamt that I was drinking the world's largest margarita. Now, when I went to the bathroom, there was salt around the toilet bowl.
Oh, my, really?
What?
I don't know.
But no.
I don't know. It's weird. I have my senses when I'm dreaming, but I don't know. Maybe if anybody else has that as well, let me know.
Yeah. In the dream state, I look at that as, this is my personal point of view. I want to point that out. In the Enochian system and several other systems, you go into a deeper meditation, you begin to separate, and you keep separating, and you keep separating. And there's different layers in between that were called ring pass not rings. And at these stages of these rings is a separation state. And I believe that, this is my personal opinion, the dream state, depending on how deep you sleep, or the idealization that you're creating in the dream, your subconscious is, or outside influences creating, it could be very well be those ring pass not rings, because their descriptions are identical.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to get to the point of view of Frank's statement in Discord, he said he can feel things, which
Yep.
I have had that happen before. The touch or have pain, like.
Oh,
Now-
yeah.
Now here's the question, and I want to point this out. This is coming from someone with fibromyalgia, but if I have a pain in my sleep while I'm having a dream, does my brain translate it, my subconscious translate it into the dream, from my physical into the dream, or is it from the dream to my physical? It's just something to ponder over.
I think it could go both ways, to be honest. Like, I've actually had a dream that I was shot once, like in the chest, and I felt like a really hot, burning sensation in my chest. But, I woke up, everything was fine, but...
That's a trigger item for me.
Yeah, no doubt.
When I used to get deployed all the time, I used to constantly have dreams of getting shot.
Of getting shot, yeah. And again, that's a process thing too, right? Like, your brain is processing your fears.
And that could, that's the other part is during that research study, they found that the subconscious was in the dream state or in the meditative state or different things like that. It was a way for your brain to translate your fears and manifest them into the dream state and to cope with them.
Yep. And here's a really cool bit of information. When you go under anesthetic, they don't really understand how anesthetic works. And I mean, and that sounds crazy because they do it, millions of times a day all over the world. They put people under for procedures, but they still really don't know 100% how anesthetic works. And they said, I was talking to an anesthesiologist one time, and because I've had multiple surgeries and gone under, and I actually really enjoy being under anesthetic, which some people find very terrifying, but I actually dream. I dream when I'm under anesthetic. And I told him this, and he said, no. You can't dream while you're under anesthetic. And I said, yes, I've had multiple dreams while I am under anesthetic. It's just like I'm in a really deep sleep, and it's strange. So again, like, I know I didn't make it up. It's happened to me multiple times. So
I want to pose another question.
What's that?
for people to ponder over. I'm looking for an answer because this is an individual answer. Everybody has to reach their own individual answers. So when astral travel is done, very rarely you appear in, and I'm piggybacking on Jenny's comment on Discord. She says, I'd like to give myself giant wings in my dreams. Okay. Now, during astral work, a lot of times we don't appear, not voluntarily, but we often appear different. When we're projecting astral. So, with that being said, is it possible in a dream state, since it's technically an astral working by definition, could those strangers in the room be other people?
I don't see why not.
Could be the people you already know, you're already connected to, or those odd figures in the dream that you're running away from. You don't know why you're running away from them, but I've always wondered about that, because when astral work is being done, the way you project yourself, you may try to project yourself in whatever form, but it's always perceived as something completely different. Episode 1, Modu 2 Effect. Episode 2, excuse me. But you know, I know that because of the whole Roku mess this morning. But when you're in a situation in a dream, is it possible in a dream state, and let's say woken up with the feelings of invisible hands touching and poking me, it was unpleasant, was one of the comments. So with that being said, could it be somebody that's actually really close to you reaching out to make contact? But of course in the astral state, dream state, however you want to look at it, it's one of these points that we have to consider. Yes, I only let people touch me that I trust. Yes, I'm a hugger, but I only hug those that I trust. And but the same concept, if I can't see you or know who you are, of course it would be unnerving. I know when I did some astral work a few years back, I did it because sometimes we do it unconsciously. We don't realize we're trying to reach out to a location or person or a place, however it may be looked at, and try to connect to that location. So there is always those possibilities.
I know too, for like in a personal way as well, that I've had, certain like demons or, gods or goddesses or different entities usually reach out to me first in a dream before I have thought about working with them. Usually first contact is through a dream. And then things happen from there, and then, deciding whether you want to work with them. But that usually has been the staple for me, is that, I'll have a random dream about, a certain deity, and then, that's usually my first form of contact. So. And
then see a sigil in the grass. Anyway,
yeah. That's a story for another
That's
time.
That's another story. So real quick, we're going to throw in some S.J. Tucker. Alchemist Eyes.
Oh, I love this song.
Yes. She's actually redoing this song.
Redoing it?
Yeah.
It's so perfect the way it is.
Oh, no. She wants to take it to a completely different level. I was chatting with her. She did this actually as a promo.
Oh.
And with that being said, a lot of people like the song. So when I was chatting with her about the song, she wants to take it to a completely different level with some different artists and make it even better. But I don't know how that can be. So anyway, S.J. Tucker, Alchemist Eyes.
Becoming.
God, I love that song.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're getting close to our end here. So the thing I want to point out with dreams, unfortunately, in a situation with dreams and the imagery and whatnot, some of them can be absolutely terrifying, and some of them can be unnerving and whatnot, but you have to push past your fears of the physical and understand that this is a place that you control at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard when you're in that situation, but if you get a chance to do like meditations and whatever practice you choose, try not to let the fear consume, and look at everything as a possibility, as a message or a deeper reach inside of your own self. Certainly you wouldn't be afraid of yourself. I mean, I am when I get out of the shower and I walk by the mirror, but the concept here is that in the subconscious state, astral state, however you want to look at it, this is an opportunity versus a I'm kind of focusing on the negative because unfortunately most of us do tend to focus on the negative. But I mean, it's some amazing dreams. Last night, that was a crazy, over-the-top dream. And there's been some very inspiring dreams. A lot of my designs that I get, they come to me in dreams. Allison knows if I have a dream of a structure or a device I'm supposed to make, I'm going nuts in making it. Because it means I'm supposed to do it. Now, whether that's embedded in my subconscious, we'll get into the topic of DNA storage later on. And I want to real quick touch on the premonition thing. This is what Allison touched on earlier, is that, remember I dreamt about my mother passing away. Mm-hmm. I dreamt about my aunt.
Yep.
She didn't pass away, but it was, she got pretty close. These are connections that your subconscious, so think of it this way. You are in the center of a spider web, and that web is reaching out and connecting to everything at all times. And your subconscious has the ability to translate that information. Every time one of those threads tremors, and it translates that.
And just when you are in that dream state, you're just way highly more sensitive to that information, because you're not having all the daily life interrupting all those things. So I think that's the most important thing I want to put out is about dreams. Is that in everyday life, we have to put on blinders in order to survive this physical world. But in a dream state, you're free to be connected.
whether in meditation or in dream state. And if you look at it as that way, you're sitting in the center of a spider web, and all those strands are out interconnecting to different worlds, different people, everything around you, to where you can feel the energy. And every time one of those strands slightly vibrates, your subconscious knows how to translate it. So instead of being the spider and pouncing on the fly, it's more of a case of giving you an opportunity to understand what's going on around you. Yeah, and that I agree with that statement in Discord. Some say dreams can be a connection to cosmic knowledge to help solve problems. I personally agree with that. But, whether or not it's disturbing or it's pleasant or it's illuminating or however you look at it, it gives you an opportunity. So it's how you choose to use that opportunity.
Mm-hmm. And absolutely, keep a dream journal. That's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Sketchbook, because I'll often sketch out my dreams.
Or just, record your, as soon as you wake up, if you are starting to remember a dream, or just, in your phone, just record, a message to yourself. And it's funny too, because during the day, sometimes, you see something and it triggers you from having that dream the night before, and it might be important. So maybe give it a little bit more, maybe stop for a minute and say, okay, why is this item or this situation triggering me, and go from there.
And with that next topic, we'll probably go into DNA.
Mm-hmm.
It's a repeat topic that we both like to hit on, and so. And it kind of ties in on with all this. So we got 3 minutes left. We're going to close out with, well, I mean, come on. I have to. If anybody knows me, they understand why I'm using this song as a closeout. Much love to you all. Thank you so much for joining us. Be watching for Roku and Amazon Fire and all the other platforms, but because we are growing, peeps. Yeah, I said peeps.
Peeps?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Everyone have a good night.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Loke, Laufeier, San Loke.